From Roanoke, Virginia, weighing in at 250 pounds, the Georgia heavyweight champion, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. His opponent now making his way to the ring from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 249 pounds, Ole Anderson.
This is the match, the challenge match. And very frankly, I never thought I'd see this one on TV. But we're going to see it right now. Tony Atlas, Mr. USA, the Georgia heavyweight champion, going up against Ole Anderson out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, 249 pounds, and he is double tough. Waiting, but I think that, that bell had rung, and Ole Anderson picked his time and tried to Pearl Harbor. Tony Atlas has Atlas down. Atlas down in that corner, and Ole Anderson pressing every advantage possible. Ole suckered him that time. There's 249 pounds on the midriff of Tony Atlas, and Atlas in trouble. And Ole Anderson driving that right hand into the side of the head of Tony Atlas, catches him again and again. It is still Ole Anderson pressing the advantage on Tony Atlas, and Atlas has never had a chance to get going. Anderson down on the canvas, and it is Anderson. Referee checking those shoulders, and Tony Atlas in a lot of trouble here. And Atlas has not been able to move against Anderson thus far. Wow! Atlas just exploded. Anderson fires back, and now Atlas. Great second effort here, Atlas. That adrenaline finally really beginning to pump. And it is Atlas, a series of lefts and rights to the side of the head of Ole Anderson. Has him to the canvas. Tony Atlas catches him in the head once again, and now Ole Anderson, the headbutt to the midsection. The forearm, but Atlas drives him back to the canvas. And so, Tony Atlas and Ole Anderson, forgetting about the rule book here, just throwing it right out the window. We're seeing a slugfest, a street brawl up here, sixer if you will. The headbutt that puts Anderson down to one knee, hanging onto that rope. Caught again, and it is Anderson down on the canvas. Tony Atlas pressing full advantage now. Anderson back to the basics of wrestling, a single leg sweep that took Atlas off his feet. And so Anderson, apparently dismayed over the fact that he could not put Atlas away, is now back to the basics of wrestling, caught that time with an elbow. Tony Atlas, a beautiful standing flying drop kick. And a headbutt that puts Ole Anderson back to the canvas. Into the ropes, the referee calls for the break. A tremendous challenge match here between Mr. USA, the Georgia heavyweight champion, Tony Atlas, and a member of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, Ole Anderson. And Anderson has taken a severe amount of punishment to the head, smashed into that turnbuckle. Tony Atlas powers him into that turnbuckle again, and Ole Anderson just barely hanging on at this point. Now Anderson fires to the side of the jaw. Tony Atlas drives Atlas back to the canvas. Anderson back on top of him again. And there's a lot of fight left in both of these men, no question about that. Into those ropes, the referee. Finally, Anderson back inside. Anderson, a short chopping right hand. Atlas retaliates. Atlas catches him again. And Anderson appears to have been lacerated. It is Tony Atlas now pressing every advantage possible. Tony Atlas pounding away with that right hand, continues to pound away with that right hand. Barely They broke it before the count of 4, and Ole Anderson back after him. And you talk about a pair of pit bulls battling here, we've got it. Ole Anderson and Tony Atlas. And all of the enmity, all of the bitter feelings between these two erupting now in the square circle. Tony Atlas and Ole Anderson pounding away. And they say, of course, they've thrown out the rule book. They're after it for all they're worth. A fair sixer if I've ever seen one. And it is Anderson on the canvas now. Atlas catches him again. And Anderson again battered back to the canvas. Tony Atlas trying to press that advantage now. And it is Atlas caught in the midsection. Anderson driving him through the ropes, and Atlas outside the ring. And now both of them outside the ring. And they're battling it out here now. Atlas and Anderson both slugging it out. And both men worried, as you can see now, a series of stinging lefts, a hard right. And the referee calling for the bell. The referee calling for the bell. Both men outside the ring past the count of 10. And the referee, and again, they're unable to separate these two. Still unable to separate them. We finally have them separated, and there is both men counted outside the ring. Both men have been counted outside the ring, and the match, well, no decision. And they're going to have to try and break this up again. They're going to have to break it up again. Ole Anderson and Tony Atlas, and now wrestlers coming from everywhere, trying to break up the situation, trying to pull them apart. Anderson back into that ring finally, and everybody, these two just don't want to stop. They absolutely do not want to stop, and we've got a free-for-all going. Well, we've got to get some order restored here. We'll be back. We'll be back as soon as we get order restored. Well, we're still in the order of trying to get order restored here, in the process, rather, trying to get order restored. We finally have gotten Tony Atlas out, and Ole Anderson...
Gutless! That's the way Atlas is and everybody else. You get his butt out here now.
Well, that was totally and completely uncalled for by Mr. Ole Anderson, I can assure you of that. But, well, and that situation got obviously completely out of hand.
Match later on in the day.
About that, because we think, in our thinking, that turned out exactly like we would have wanted it to. And the fact that if they want to go after D car, if they want a chance at A car, then they can have a chance at that one. Because what we want is a chance at the titles. Because I guarantee you one thing, Gordon, we get our chance at them titles one more time, and that's the one we're going to get. Now, I understand they already have this thing in a no disqualification clause in it. That's just exactly what we want. We put those Holtz on them again. Michael Hayes can run in there all he wants to, because the match won't be stopped for that. We're going to have the belts. We don't worry about the car. That's over there. What we worry about is the belts, and the belts we're going to have.
That's what we're going for. We're going for the belts, and something I want the Freebirds to know, Gordon, is this. There's a lot that Robert and I have got in common, a lot more than you guys will ever understand. We grew up in this wrestling business from the time we were this high, and we watched wrestlers. Wrestling has put clothes on our back and a roof over our head all our lives. Gordon, you know, and a lot of people watching know that my father died in the ring. He gave his life for this business, and nothing means more to us than the wrestling business, and we would like to see nothing better than to put the likes of you completely out of it. No disqualification match, the car, we don't care what it is. We're going to get the job done.
Let me see if I can clarify this then. You two are in effect telling me right now that on January 16th at the Omni, you're putting your Lincoln Continental against the belts. Is that
That's exactly right, with a no disqualification clause. That's very important. Ted said it right there. I went to my first wrestling match when I was 15 days old in my mother's arm. Wrestling is the world to me, and it's the same way to Ted. We deserve those titles. We'll have those titles, and there ain't no third man going to keep us from getting them this time, Buster. The car is there. The belts are going to be right here come to...